Hey, it's Big Jeff coming to you with another unboxing.
This way you can see it before you buy it.
Recently we became a distributor and also an online seller for B2 Audio, which has been awesome. And here's another new product. Now they call it a hybrid. Some people you can look at it as a coaxial. I don't know really the big difference there of a hybrid and a coaxial, but because this is a loudspeaker of full range and it has a driver built in. Now there's a lot of different ones out there on the market. What I can tell you first off is this have a little bit different than the rest. Okay. Now, just because something gets ridiculously loud doesn't mean it actually sounds really good. That's number one. Things can be loud, make you squint and but you can't really understand it or hear it. And that's what happens when you're buying some quality. Now, being that these are actually designed over in Europe, there's a big difference over there compared to the US. They're more into sound quality, meaning when they make a full range speaker, there's not mid-bass and mid-range, it is one, which means it can play very low, can play very high. Now, before I get started, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. I really appreciate it. And at the end of the video, leave a comment, good or bad, let me know, or good, I did good, or I screwed something up, or what you like to see in the future. And always share this out to spread the Big Jeff Audio platform. I appreciate that. So back to this. This is actually the RAGE8CXP. Now, they are going to be making a 6-inch, but for some reason in Europe, 6 inches don't sell anywhere near 8-inch. But because it's getting back into the US market, those type of things are going to change. Now, this is actually a great price because there's some out there really expensive. It's $299.95 for a set. What makes this thing so special? Well, let's go call it a hybrid. And a hybrid would be a mix of a driver and a woofer, okay? Let's open it up. First thing you do is get a nice little manual with some specs. Let me go over some specs with you before we take this bad boy out. 120 watts RMS is all it needs to really work. But if you get about 250 to it, it's really going to open up, and I definitely would keep it under 500. But the efficiency is good. It's a 98 dB rating. 8-inch, play from 70 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Like I said, 250 watts, it's really screaming. Frequency range, 80 to 8,000. It's a 4 ohm impedance at it. So what that means is even though it's two separate speakers, hence the word hybrid, there's a capacitor on there, bass block, or whatever you want to call it. Or if you are using DSPs, which are very popular, you could actually separate the amp for the mid-range or loudspeaker and a separate amp for the driver. You could bypass the capacitor or bass blocker and connect them separate. But with this way, it's already ready to go, plug and play. Another cool thing about this is it does come with a grill. Seen a lot of ones out there on the market that do not come with a grill. This is not small, not light. This thing is made to get ridiculously loud, but with a very clean sound, as long as you're giving it a clean signal. What does that mean? Well, a lot of times people are using Bluetooth now off of a phone, and depending where you're getting the music from, you can get a lot of distortion in it. Also, some of this rebase stuff and that, be careful, these guys are really playing with the frequencies, and it could also have distortion going through there, which is our worst enemy, distortion. So you do get a metal grill, as you can see, it came off. No markings on that. You could use that, paint that, whatever. And then as you start to see this thing here, let me grab my turntable. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. And yes, I will be hooking this up at the end of this video. All right, so this thing is not light. Let me see if we have the weight on here. Overall diameter, 8.4 inch. Front mount baffle cutout needs to be 7.2. Mounting depth is 4.7, so you need about 5 inches. So this is not going in a regular door. This could go more of a rear deck, or if you're building pods, keep that in mind. Let's see, product weight, that's what I want to get to. Almost 11 pounds. This thing is heavy. Now, let me go ahead and turn on the Big Jeff cam so you can get a close-up.
Big Jeff cam activated.
Okay. So we are looking at this here. You have push terminals. I would say safely, no problem at all. 14 gauge it's hard maybe to tell in the video how thick the spider is, but it's very loose. And I think that's also part why you don't need a lot of power. But it is a very thick spider. Okay, and then up top, we actually have a cone. And the cool thing is it does have a mesh grill down there, which will be hard to see. There you go, you can see right there, mesh grill. That'll stop stuff getting in the actual diaphragm. Now, keep it on the big Jeff cam. Let me flip this over. Let's take a look at this back. Now, cool thing on this, you have a capacitor on here. It's already glued to the side. It's not going to get in the way of mounting. You'll need to run your positive and negative here, and you'll get a 4-ohm load here, hence also hybrid. So you can hook these up separate. So I want you to notice here, there is 2 terminals here for the driver and 2 terminals up here for the diaphragm. So you can technically positive, both of them, negative, negative, but if you wanted to do separate amplifying and drive the driver by itself. Now, really cool, easy to replace. You got right here just 4 screws. So if you blow the driver, this pops off, you pop a new one on, pretty simple. It is beefy. This is not going to fit in a small area, but you are going to get a very clean, loud signal. Looks like there's some venting in here too. That's a pretty big coil. I would say that this thing, which I haven't heard yet, we're going to hear it together, is going to have a ton of mid bass playing down to 70 hertz and such a high dB rating. It should be really efficient. So 2.5-inch coil on this speaker. I mean, that's really cool. Okay, so that beveled edge is going to change frequency. Now listen to this. This is a paper cone and it is not coated. So this is not going to get wet. I wouldn't recommend that at all. This is more of an indoor type speaker. Now, $299 for the set. I know there's some out there that are water resistant. So they're using them in bikes now. It might be smaller, but a lot more expensive. And I think we're going to show that the output out of this thing is incredible. But like I said, you got to sacrifice space and if not going outside, so door panels, rig deck, pop outs, things like that. But you can just see how big this thing is. Now, bigger doesn't always mean better, so don't catch on that. But what we're going to do is we're going to hook this up on the bench. I'm going to do a walk back to give you an idea. And also kind of, and it's hard to do the video, but we try to hear that quality mid bass and everything else. So give me a second. We're gonna come right back. Make sure you hit that like button, share this out, and I'll be right back. Here we go. That's the thing of video magic. Okay, so what I got set up here is a small 150 watt amp that I like to use that was from Black Diamond when it was here. And it's on full range. I have it wired up to the driver first, and I have alligator clips going to the driver, the woofer part, and then I'm gonna show how that sounds, and then I can just throw on an alligator clip to turn on the driver, so we can get both, hear the difference. And then we'll do the usual walk back, and I'm just gonna fire this thing up, okay? So, let's get the music playing. The woofer itself only. Okay, hopefully you can notice one thing, that it already has a very high range on just the woofer alone. That compression driver is not on right now. Huge amount of excursion, and I can feel the vibration, so having this enclosed would be incredible. So now I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up and then tack on for the compression driver. Wow. Okay, so that really needs 250 watts. That amp's really pushing out about 100, 150. So that right there is incredibly loud, very crisp, huge amount of mid bass. The response is incredible. So giving it more power, I think it would even open up even more. So yes, you have to sacrifice, let me just unhook this. Yes, you have to sacrifice some space, but for $299 for a set, I don't think you would go wrong, and I think you'd be super happy. I know the videos are hard to really understand and hear the sound, but it gives you an idea the range of the woofer, and then adding the compression driver in there. And then also the walk back is weird because I have it firing up and it's in a room, going out the door, but here in real life, it doesn't make me squint. I could just hear all the beats. I could hear that, the highs, the lows, and the mids. So if you got space and you want something really loud, a set of these would blow your mind. We're pushing to get the 6.5 done. I know it is a little thick, 5 inches, but right application, I think you'd be really happy. You want to get some distance, and that's the way full range works, especially compression drivers. The further you go back, the louder it gets. It's just the way the wave is. So really cool speaker. Happy that we got these in. Check it out on bigjeffaudio.com. We are an authorized online seller and distributor of B2 Audio. Hey, I'm Big Jeff. Another unboxing. You got to hear it, see it. Hopefully you like it. Check it out on our website. The part number is RAGE8CXP. Real simple. Leave your comment, good or bad. Let me know. I love doing these videos, but I love making a change, a difference, or doing stuff people ask for. So until the next one, I'm Big Jeff from bigjeffaudio.com. I'll see you later.